Now, Razorclaw also had another question saying, as a game dev, how hard would it be to code something like a renown point per level for the WoW dev team? That's the sort of thing, right? So, you know, what does game dev mean? Because, you know, it means many different things. From my specific experience, I can tell you what I can do. I can script gameplay, you know, I can code gameplay in C# in the Unity engine. I know the mono behavior as of, because, you know, frontline programming work is not something I've done in, honestly, way too long, because, you know, content and stuff just it takes up the time, right? But certainly in earlier projects, I was, you know, involved in the code way. So, you know, I can do that. I can understand a little bit of, you know, GLSL, you know, for the shader code, and a bit of C++ and C, from, you know, what me and Matt will have done for our third year, our final project, which is like a game engine. Well, it was an engine. I guess it was a game engine. It was more a rendering engine for what I did. Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of besides the point. That's really just to say that I don't know how they do shit. I mean, I sort of do. Lua. They do things in Lua. Now, fundamentally, how hard would it be for something like a renown point per level? Like, you know, maybe you level up, or, you know, you're doing Threads of Fate. You're easy. I mean, I don't know how they have that architected, but surely gaining a point of renown, you know, it's all good and object-oriented and as it should be, so that you can just trigger renown from anything that makes sense to trigger it. So, extremely easy is the answer.
City noises.
Also, hello, city noises. We've got from PBL GGZZ, who said, Ian, referring to Ian Hazzikostas, the game director of WoW, is a systems guy. To his team, content and systems are the same. Good to see the team accepting systems are a problem. Hope future WoW has simpler systems and more solid content. Yeah, you know, that, I mean, is literally true. That is I think, a pretty true statement overall. You know, the side of the game that Ian came from was a bit more systemy. Was he not like lead systems designer as his job title before game director or something? But he was in Counters before that. Yeah. But yeah, you can certainly looking at Shadowlands, given that the fantasy came out in systems more than it did content. Yeah, you can tell there's a very big systemic focus in the game, and I think you can tell how that did not resonate with many players of the game. It's definitely good to see them accepting that those systems are the problem. I legit do believe that a mirror had to be looked into, and perhaps it has.
Seems like it.
I mean, I certainly know there was just... not all the WoW team are systems designers, and I cannot imagine that, you know, they were all happy campers. And I too do hope that WoW has simpler systems and more solid content moving forward. I think, how could they not have noticed that? Especially when you think about the MMO that people left for. Primarily, a lot of people went to Guild Wars 2 and ESO as well. But even Guild Wars 2 and ESO, like, especially, I don't know much. I mean, I know Guild Wars 2 basically does have an MSQ as well. That does just, you know, go through, you know, all the expansions and Living World updates and, you know, that Ice Brood and whatever saga and all of that. It's content. Those games have a lot of content. You know, like the most recent, it's not an expansion, it's like a saga or something with Guild Wars 2. Added like 6 or 7 zones. Wow. With their own mechanics and little progress things. And, you know, WoW's been the incumbent, and that's let WoW get away with being system lands. But people have started to see the other things. So, yeah, I think that's the way it has to go, and I hope they know that. Certainly 9.1.5 indicates they know at least some of the problems. We got a super from Chuck who says, playing a private server, tell Blizzard to get to hell.
You do you.
You do you. And look, I mean, there are experiences available with private servers that Blizzard will never provide.
Yep.
You know, the likes of, is it Ascension? That's the classless one. I think I've seen people talk about Darrowshire as well. I don't really know much about it.
I think Revelations revamped Stormwind recently as well, I think.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So there's the idea of, you know, custom content and shit that's
Yeah, so it's like that custom content and some of the crazy things like classless WoW. You're literally, I mean, officially, I cannot endorse you doing that.
Of course not. That's copyright infringement.
Do whatever the hell you want. If you're breaking rules, you know you're breaking the rules, right? I mean, if you want to play in a private server, do it. Sure. I mean, look, Nostalrius. The only, like, speaking personally, not as a content creator, the only reason I wouldn't have dabbled in Nostalrius, because I mean I actually had more free time back then I probably could have, which is very different than my situation when Classic came out. The only reason I didn't dabble in Nostalrius, being real with you, because look, I would have probably wanted to play that in the down low and not told anyone, because if you do play that and you're a content creator, Blizzard will not be happy. It was just because I kind of knew it was going to be shut down. And I didn't want to invest my time knowing it would be shut down. So, you know, that was my personal point on the private servers. Plus, you know, the thing I historically am big into in WoW is the big raids. And you know, you're not going to get new raids in a private server. But hey, I understand the sentiment of wanting to play WoW and given the recent things, not wanting to support Blizzard. Hopefully Blizzard makes enough changes and, you know, visible actions and progress that people you know, feel a bit more comfortable. We got another super from Razorclaw, who said, what are your thoughts on adding a reduced anima cost to cosmetic covenant things in 9.1.5? Actually, I think that's effectively already happened because you get so much anima nowadays. The problem is you get that anima from the likes of Korthia, and for a lot of people that ain't fun.
Yeah, it's a case of, I think, rather than just reducing the anima cost, I think they need to really look at anima as a resource or as a currency, where you're getting it from, how much you're getting it, what content you can target to get it, or where you're going to be getting it naturally, and then how long you expect players to be playing it before you get, like how much extra work do you have to put in to get that reward? Because if everyone gets it by default because it's really cheap, then it's kind of pointless. So you need to put just a little bit, like put the reward as a carrot on the end of a stick, and make players do a little bit for it, but make it from fun content. Make it so, you know, you get a stack of anima. Well, I mean, you kind of do get a stack of anima for everything, but this idea of make people want to go get it.
Yeah.
Which is, okay, we'll go get, you know, we'll go do those world quests in a bit of spare time, or, you know, maybe I don't feel like, doing a bunch of M+, but fuck it, I might as well. Or, you know, I don't feel like it. I've done mine for the week, but the guildies need someone else. I'll get some anima for it. There you go. It's all about designing that better. And I mean, yeah, you get loads and loads of anima, but like you say, you have to do the content, and anima by itself is not justification enough to do content that people don't want to do otherwise for no other reasons, be they external or internal.
Yeah. No, indeed.